Welcome to Bright Ideas from Acuity Brands on IndustrialSage. I'm Catherine Bruce, and today I'm joined by Adam Handler, the Director of Corporate Sustainability and Communications at Acuity Brands. Adam, LED lighting is well known as energy efficient, and lighting is the foundational market for Acuity Brands. But what else is the corporation doing for sustainability and the environment?
You know, Catherine, Acuity Brands has always striven to do the right thing in the right way. Where we've not been always great is at telling our own story. So we've launched the Earthlight program as a way to capture and bring together all the different pieces of our sustainability story, to tell it consistently and coherently, and then also to point the company towards those priorities where we can have the greatest impact, where we need to make some changes, do things different, bigger, better.
Mm-hmm. And with the focus on sustainability, what is Acuity doing for its carbon footprint reduction?
We have sort of three main areas of focus. One, our own energy footprint, our consumption. Two, our use of raw materials. And three, delivering energy savings for our customers. There's obviously a lot to unpack in each of those.
Right. Let's start with what they're doing for your own facilities.
Sure. The first thing we had to do is to take a look at our own consumption so that we could identify and then tackle the biggest opportunities to conserve energy. So the very first thing we did was we connected all of our buildings across the world to a product we make. Building OS is an Atrius product, a piece of software that will go out and speak to the natural gas and electricity providers for each of our buildings around the world. And there's 30-something buildings, that's 60-something or 70-something different conversations that's happening behind the scenes to hoover up our own energy usage so that we can spend less time gathering it and more time looking at it. Mm-hmm. And it told us some very interesting things, and we've already been able to put some pieces of it into play. Couple examples. One, in our Crawfordsville, Indiana production facility, it led us to conducting an energy audit with help from Indiana University and the Department of Energy, and that yielded about 24 different interventions or investments we could make. Some of them were very small, some of them are significant capital investments that we're analyzing and trying to decide whether and when to make those, but some of them are super cheap and had immediate payback. For example, we have rationalized our use of air compressors from 5 compressors down to 3. Same output, 40% less air used.
Great.
2, we have installed a switch at every one of our workstations where when you leave for lunch, for a bathroom break, or for the day, you flip a single switch and it turns off your light, your air compressor, any other machinery that you're using. It's great for safety and it's been great for energy consumption. Separate example, here in Georgia at our 700,000 square foot warehouse, we have previously used a company policy of reusing lights that are returned to us, usable but unsaleable. Mm-hmm. That policy is very cost effective, and it's great. The sustainability guy says, from a waste perspective, all those lights are diverted from landfill.
Right.
However, it's resulted in uneven light, which is not great for work. It's resulted in lots and lots of different kinds of fixtures, which is bad for maintenance. And many of those fixtures are fluorescent, bad for cost.
Not energy
So we have
efficient
replaced, we've replaced all 1,200 lights in our Conyers facility with brand new lighting from Lithonia Lighting. We've got great light, uniform light. We're using the location-aware Atrius technology. And they're so energy efficient, we expect to save 94,000 kilowatt hours of energy per month. And this project will pay for itself in 15 months.
That's incredible. And now you mentioned raw materials is another source. Can you examine that a little bit further?
Absolutely. The key inputs we're looking at there are steel and aluminum. They're the biggest inputs by weight in our fixtures. And then also at the cardboard and the diesel fuel required to safely get our products to our customers. On the steel and aluminum side, our product engineers are always looking for ways to make our products better. They want to make them more cost effective. They want to make them more energy efficient. And part of that is making them lighter, taking steel and aluminum out, as long as the product still is safe and does all the things,
right,
all the performance metrics it's supposed to hit.
Mm-hmm.
We are now incentivizing our engineers to take weight out. We've created a carbon calculator for them so that not only can they see what cost they're saving, they can also see how much energy is going to be saved by the customer and how much our carbon footprint is reduced by removing X number of grams of steel or aluminum. I'll give you the first 3 products we put through this calculator.
Okay.
When multiplied by the number of units we expect to sell in a year. We expect to remove nearly 20 million pounds of CO2 from our own carbon footprint and almost 1 billion pounds of CO2 from our customers' footprint.
That is incredible.
It's pretty exciting.
Yes, very
On the
exciting.
cardboard side, it's even better. Our goal always is to get products to market safely, but to do it with less waste, right? We're spending more money on cardboard than we need to. We're shipping more air than we need to. And at the end, our customers are spending more time unpacking and more time throwing stuff away. And that's bad for everybody.
Save some trees.
Indeed. So we have put 50 product families through a cardboard optimization process, right? We've taken 71% of the cardboard out of those packages, which is going to mean we're shipping a lot less air. We're expecting to take 300 trucks off the road in the next year. And at the back end, all of our customers are saving time and money and energy cleaning up.
These are incredible stats in just, a year of analyzing all of this information?
It's just a year of focusing the company on the things that matter, right? And they're still laser focused on making better products and making them less expensively. We're just adding carbon into that.
So all of those stats are amazing. Now, the third pillar you said was about the products that you're offering to your customers. Can you examine that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm super excited about this. The products that we sold in the last fiscal year, used for a year, offer our customers the potential energy savings of 13.3 billion kilowatt hours.
That's incredible.
It is. It's roughly the amount of energy that 2.4 coal-fired power plants produce in a year. It's roughly the amount of carbon that 2 million passenger cars emit over the course of a year.
Wow.
You could just take them right off the map.
Wow.
At this point in the LED revolution, Acuity Brands receives about 82% of our revenue from energy efficient
LED lighting
products and services.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it's not just the fixtures, it's also the lighting controls, and it's not just that, it's also the building controls. The fact is that as lighting gets less energy intensive, HVAC becomes a more obvious energy hog. And our building management systems from Distech and others allow our customers to improve the end use of their tenants or
themselves.
For themselves, thank you. But also make their buildings more energy efficient.
And so overall, it really sounds like you're taking two approaches. One, the energy efficient products, whether that's lighting or HVAC controls or the software to visualize all of that, but then you're also reducing your carbon footprint as a company with how you're packaging, how you're manufacturing, how you're developing.
That's exactly right. Look, the biggest contribution that Acuity Brands can make to the planet is through the use of our products. The amount of energy our customers can save is 85 times larger than our own carbon footprint. However, that doesn't excuse our own actions, right? We are still turning that lens back on ourselves to practice what we preach, to put all of the opportunities we offer to our customers to play in our own offices, our own facilities, our own distribution warehouses.
Well, Adam, thank you so much for joining us, hearing all about these great sustainability efforts at Acuity Brands. Next week, we are going to sit down with the president of Acuity Brands Lighting Division, Ricky Reese. We're going to take a look back at how the last year has impacted Acuity, its businesses, and its future.